Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm happy not to be standing here giving COVID instructions this time. I just have to give one small instruction, and that is to the lucky prize winners, the students. We would like you to, once the prize is announced, please stand up so that everybody can see you in the audience and that your fellow students can give you the right appreciation. I'm sure that they will. Please enjoy the ceremony. Thank you.
How can I speak after this? What a start, and what an emotion to come to the end of this academic year. First time we are without masks, first time we are with full audience, first time we have our guests with us here. Madam Secretary General, Marija, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor, colleagues, friends, dear students of the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion, welcome to the closing ceremony of this academic year. I know that most of you in this very same moment are saying, is this real? First, have I done it, really? And second, is this really the end? Well, I can tell you, yes, you have done it. That is real. But what is not true is that this is the end. Because today you stop being a student of the College of Europe and you start being an alumna of the College of Europe. And so you will keep being part of the family of the college, and you will also still be part of our community. No speeches from my side today. I think you have had enough of me during the rest of the year. I will be the Master of Ceremonies today, and I will guide you through our opening ceremony, and the protagonists of this ceremony, as the protagonists of this academic year, I believe, are you. You, the students that turn into graduates and alumni today, the parents, family, partners, friends that have accompanied and supported you during this year, before and afterwards. And let me say one word to the guests that are with us today. Please be patient with them, because they might cry a bit today, they might cry a bit in the coming days. It's an emotional moment that will require a little bit of accompanying. I know it has been, using your own words, a very intense year. For some, maybe a little bit too much. For others, just perfect. In any case, I'm sure that you will miss it. But from my side, as I said, no speeches today, just one sentence. No need to miss it, because it will always stay with you, and we will always stay with you, which is somehow maybe not reassuring for you, is a threat, but it is true. Once you enter the college family, you are part of it, and this place will always be your place. With this, I would like to give the floor to your honorary mayor. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for hosting us this academic year, and also for having received our students and our college community this week, and awarding our students, now graduates, the honorary citizenship of the city of Bruges. Mr. Mayor, you have the floor. Thank you.
Mrs. Secretary, Mr. Governor, Mr. Rector, dear students, it's the second time in 1 week that we meet each other. And I can say before all that the photos that you took Tuesday, you can spread it on social media as much as you want. So it's for me, as Mayor of Bruges, a great honor to be again with you. We have here in our temporary hometown, your temporary hometown for students of the College of Europe. We are very glad that 3 days ago we gifted you the Éliane Vogel Graduates Promotion, the official title of Bruggeling Honoris Causa, making them honorable citizens of Bruges. And I'm glad to see you all again for this closing session of the academic year. We are gathered in our concert hall, which we are very proud of. It's an example of modern architecture in a historical city. This combination of old and new is a perfect metaphor for Bruges. Our city combines past, present, and future in harmony. Cities never stop growing and evolving, but Bruges always does this with respect for its history. And I hope that you have experienced this unique dynamic during your stay here. I have before me a group of very enthusiastic and committed young people ready to make their dreams come true. You are all ambassadors of a united Europe. These past years were unusual and difficult. The corona crisis hit us fast and hard. It has shown us the importance of solidarity and of working together, of being a link in a long, strong chain, a chain that holds together Europe with strength and stability. Luckily, the storm of corona crisis has subsided this year. Nevertheless, the future will bring us more challenges. I hope that the experience and knowledge you have gained during your studies will give you the chance to tackle these future challenges with reason and with compassion. I wish you all a very successful and fulfilling career, a career that will make you grow not only as a professional, but also as a human being. Always make wise choices and keep solidarity in your heart. I hope you will fondly remember your time in our city. And I also hope that you have made friends for life here. Know that you are always welcome to return in the future. We will receive you with open arms. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I'm sure that they will take this invitation seriously and come back often and numerously, and I also count on that to happen, because visiting Bruges, they will also visit again the college and ourselves. Let me also thank and spend one word to thank the host families of the city of Bruges that are not with us today in the audience because still the capacity has some limits, but I want to thank them for the work they have done. Work is not appropriate word for the bonds they have established with our students, and I am very grateful for this. So I hope that next years we will find ways to include them even more. And let me please express on behalf, I think, of all our students and the college community, all our gratitude towards the entire city and the citizens of Bruges that have welcomed us so warmly this year. The city is not the only place where you have been living this wonderful and challenging and intense experience. You have had several occasions also to, well, not so many probably, because the intensity of the studies and the social life has put some limits to it, but also we've been able to enjoy the beauty and the richness and the dynamism of a region, a province that is extremely welcoming too, and West-Flanders is definitely a perfect setting also for our college. And I'm very grateful for the governor for his presence here today with us, and we'll invite him to address our students and our guests today. Mr. Governor, you have the floor. Thank you for being with us.
Secretary General of the Council of Europe, Mayor, Rector Mogherini, should say it, dear students. First of all, I would like to thank you, Rector Mogherini, for the invitation to speak here today at the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion on the occasion of the graduation from the prestigious College of Europe. Dear graduates, as Governor of the province of West-Flanders, it's a great honor to celebrate today your achievements as students at the College of Europe during this extraordinary and difficult academic year. Une année académique toujours marquée par l'impact de la pandémie de Covid-19. Une année académique qui a vu le déclenchement d'une guerre. Une année académique qui a vu les étudiants du Collège d'Europe témoigner sur soutien à l'Ukraine lors d'une marche de protestation dans le centre-ville de Bruges. And this call to peace and solidarity ties in with the numerous actions taken by our province in this respect. For instance, the provincial authorities have put in place an emergency support programme for the victims of the war, both in Ukraine and in our province. Ladies and gentlemen, both crises clearly demonstrate the need for a European Union that is more capable, more coherent and more active. Votre promotion, qui doit son nom à la personnalité exceptionnelle d'Éliane Vogel-Polsky, doit se sentir appelée dans le sillon de cette dernière à rendre l'Europe plus sociale, à héberger les nombreux réfugiés et à l'aider à trouver des postes intéressants qui profiteront à notre économie. Vous êtes des experts de l'Europe et, en tant que tel, je suis convaincu que vous serez portés de ce message et que, dans votre carrière professionnelle, vous contribuerez à façonner une Europe plus résiliente, plus intégrée et plus fonctionnelle. Ladies and gentlemen, at the opening ceremony of this academic year, I focused on the economic, logistical and academic assets of our province, and on the intense cross-border and European cooperation. Thanks to the use of European support funds, West-Flanders has been able to develop into a prosperous, innovative and internationally oriented top region. Ces derniers mois, vous avez eu l'occasion de découvrir notre province en long et en large. Entre autres, grâce aux actions organisées par l'administration provinciale, comme la visite chez Sion Industrie, la journée projet européen en Ostende, etc., etc. Et c'est pourquoi je vous serai particulièrement reconnaissante de bien vouloir maintenir un lien avec la Flandre occidentale à l'avenir et de nous représenter comme le font habituellement les vrais ambassadeurs. De cette façon, vous contribuez à une image internationale de la Flandre occidentale. Dear graduates, today is the beginning of a new, perhaps even more exciting and unpredictable journey in your life. I wish you every success in this new chapter of your life. You are always welcome, not only in Bruges, but in the whole province of West-Flanders. I should say, congratulations on your graduations. Et avant de conclure, je souhaite remercier la rectrice Mogherini, son personnel académique et services administratifs pour leur effort enthousiaste et constructif au cours de l'année académique écoulée. Je vous remercie et a lot of success in the future because you are the future of Europe. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Gouverneur. Bienvenue, Monsieur le Président. C'est avec plaisir. Je sais que nos étudiants ont découvert la Provence et je suis sûre ils vont être maintenant au moins ambassadeurs de la ville, de la Provence et du collège et peut-être certains d'entre eux aussi des ambassadeurs de leur propre pays un certain jour ou de l'Union européenne. It is now my pleasure to introduce by video message an address that our Vice Rector addresses to you, the students, graduates of the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion from the Natolin campus. It was mentioned already, this year has been not only intense, but also a difficult year for many different reasons. The pandemic has always still accompanied us, even if with lighter measures. But most of all, we have experienced for the first time in many decades war, and a very brutal war on European soil, and that has happened very close to our campus in Natolin. And I was very proud to see that our student community, both in Bruges and in Natolin, has taken strong, bold and effective initiatives to support Ukraine and Ukrainians, starting from Ukrainian students and alumni, but also to express their positions, matching somehow your studying Europe and your living and testimonying Europe and European values. And I think that this has also been possible because of a strong, hopefully even stronger in the future, cross-campus cooperation between Bruges and Natolin. So now we'll listen to a video message from our Vice Rector from our campus in Natolin, and then the program will flow with a couple of surprises.
Dear Rector Mogherini, dear Secretary General, dear Marija, dear President Van Rompuy, professors and staff members, distinguished guests, and dear students of the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion. Today is a day of mixed emotions. We are happy, proud, nostalgic, but we are also enthusiastic, motivated and eager. Eager for the dynamic future which lies in front of you. As many challenges emerge in Europe and beyond, your task becomes less easy perhaps, but also more stimulating. I believe you are now equipped with deep knowledge that will help you not only understand complicated phenomena, but will empower you to analyze, adapt, react and respond to them adequately. You have acquired the necessary skills to help you develop and be effective wherever you serve. You have also built strong friendships, many of which will likely last forever and serve to make your lives more beautiful, enriched and colorful. Today may be the end of your studies at the College of Europe, but it is only the beginning of your engagement for Europe. So, no matter what your area of specific interest is, whether you have accumulated expertise in the field of security, in migration, economic integration, in energy, or somewhere else. Go strong and go far. Spread the message of peace, of justice, of freedom and democracy, of equality and prosperity. Spread the message of Europe. Finally, whether you are Europeans by citizenship or Europeans in your hearts, remember, you will always be the voice of Europe. Thank you.
Secretary General, President, Rector, Mayor, Governor, professors, fellow students, and dear guests. Representing the Adria Society here at the college, I have the honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, the Secretary General of the Council of Europe. Since February 24th, we have once again experienced one of the darkest hours of our continent, with the outbreak of the first armed conflict on European soil since the end of the wars in the former Yugoslavia in the 1990s. It is this tragic moment that reminds us of the importance of the Council of Europe's work. The need for exchange on our continent to promote peace, the rule of law, and democracy has never in a lifespan been as obvious as it is today. The current situation reminds us of the relevance of consensual values and the deep interest in living together in peace. This vision of the world is what the Council of Europe represents by striving to achieve those conditions on a daily basis. On this note, it is an honor for us as college community to welcome the Secretary General of the Council of Europe and alumna from the Stefan Zweig Promotion, Ms. Marija PEJČINOVIĆ. Ms. PEJČINOVIĆ, we look forward to your speech.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président Van Rompuy, Madame la Rectrice Mogherini, Monsieur le Gouverneur, Monsieur le Maire, et surtout, chères étudiantes et étudiants, Mesdames et Messieurs, c'est un vrai plaisir et honneur pour moi d'assister avec vous à cette cérémonie, d'autant plus que je suis moi-même, comme vous le savez, diplômée du Collège de l'Europe. Et parlant du moment de l'importance du Conseil de l'Europe et du Collège d'Europe, on peut dire qu'on est la même promotion, la promotion 1989, et que tout ce qu'on a apporté depuis cette année bien lointain se montre toujours pertinent, important pour ce qui est le présent de notre continent, mais surtout, et c'est à vous à jouer le rôle par le futur, c'est pour ce qui est de notre futur de l'Europe. Mes études ici remontent à l'année 1993-94, comme déjà dit, la promotion Stefan Zweig, étant celle qui a eu le privilège d'étudier sur les deux campus. Donc, Monsieur le Maire, je me sens aussi honorée par Bruges, et je ne sais pas si c'était l'habitude à l'époque, mais j'aurais aimé aussi être, comme vos étudiants à présent, une citoyenne honorée de Bruges, parce que j'aime beaucoup les deux campus. J'ai beaucoup aimé ma partie qui était la plus grande à Bruges, mais aussi 3 mois à Natolin, à Varsovie. Et la première image que j'ai vue sur la photo avant la vice-rectrice, mon amie Eva Wośniewska, j'ai vu le forêt de Natolin, et c'est cette forêt aussi que le campus qui était vraiment un symbole de comment on a vécu à cette époque à Natolin. Donc je me sens vraiment, j'ai 2 invités en ce qui concerne le Collège d'Europe, et je crois qu'on était vraiment privilégiés par ce fait, parce que d'être ici à Bruges, c'était d'appartenir de cet esprit de Bruges qu'on apporte avec soi toujours, et je crois que vous toutes et tous apporterez cet esprit. Et en fait, on trouve l'esprit, mais on trouve les alumni et les alumnés partout. Eva Ośniecka et mon collègue, on était les secrétaires d'État et les vice-rectrices avec Madame Mogherini. On partageait les jours très chargés au sein du Conseil des affaires étrangères de l'Union européenne. Et même à Strasbourg, j'ai des collègues qui ont étudié même avec moi-même à la même promotion. Donc, vous serez partout, et c'est ce qui est bien. Et cette valeur qui est vraiment très particulière à Bruges, à Anatoline, au collège, est quelque chose qui va vous apporter beaucoup. Parfois, il y a un mot que je ne vais pas utiliser, qu'on est tellement connecté qu'il y a des repères avec certaines organisations qui ne sont pas tellement légales. Je ne dirai pas, mais que cet esprit reste. Et quand on dit, même quand la personne avec qui vous parlez ne sait pas que vous êtes du collège, j'ai même moi-même avait eu l'expérience, au moment où on disait qu'on est alumni, l'échange se facilitait par une, je ne sais pas, providence divine. Voilà, donc vous êtes certainement, comme moi-même, comme beaucoup de nous qui ont eu cet honneur de partager les études au collège, vous seriez vous-même en mesure de profiter et de voir de ce que je vous en parle maintenant. Ça serait bientôt votre présent. Mais je reviendrai sur plutôt mon discours officiel que j'ai préparé. Donc, je me souviens aussi très clairement de cette époque d'enthousiasme et de l'optimisme que nous animait, de la certitude que nous avions d'un avenir meilleur pour l'Europe, d'être promis, en sortant de cette institution, à jouer un rôle positif de premier plan ou plus modeste dans l'avenir de notre continent. Ce défi, cette opportunité, c'est maintenant à ceux qui terminent aujourd'hui, c'est à vous bien sûr que vous finissez votre cursus et de s'en saisir. Le Collège d'Europe est solidement établi au firmament de la formation, du savoir et des connaissances sur l'Europe. Avec ce que vous avez appris ici, vous avez tout pour réaliser de grandes choses. Certains d'entre vous feront de brillantes carrières à l'université ou dans le monde des affaires. D'autres consacreront les talents à la politique, à la diplomatie et à la chose politique, publique, au niveau national et bien évidemment aussi dans les institutions européennes. Les initiatives et les idées qui orienteront l'avenir de notre continent porteront la marque de la promotion d'Éliane Vogel-Polsky. C'est une lourde responsabilité, un défi bien différent de celui qu'on a eu à relever les précédentes générations qui ont étudié ici. Lorsque Salvador de Madariaga et d'autres ont créé le Collège d'Europe en 1949, c'était après 2 guerres mondiales dévastatrices. Et avec la conviction qu'une formation européenne, par essence, pourrait faire avancer la coopération et l'intégration nécessaires pour placer les pays de ce continent sur la voie d'une paix durable. À l'époque où j'ai étudié ici, cette ambition semblait l'avoir emporté. Nous étions sortis de la guerre froide et la famille pan-européenne était sur la voie de l'unification. Elle avait foi en son identité commune, comme l'atteste l'installation d'un campus du Collège d'Europe en Pologne. Le Conseil d'Europe a suivi la même trajectoire. Créé aussi en 1949, il a tenu la promesse de la paix fondée, comme le veut notre statut, sur une union toujours plus étroite entre ses États membres. Au fil des ans, nous nous sommes efforcés de consolider cette union avec des normes communes sur les droits de l'homme, la démocratie et l'état de droit. De cette façon, la coopération a bien souvent pris place du conflit et permis aux peuples de notre continent de bénéficier de la sécurité démocratique à laquelle ils ont droit. Les retombées de cette approche sont considérables et positives. Notre organisation est passée de 10 États membres en 1949 à 46 aujourd'hui. Nous disposons d'une Convention européenne des droits de l'homme que chaque État membre a ratifiée. Son interprétation a été confiée à une Cour dont les décisions ont force de loi et à laquelle toute personne en Europe peut s'adresser directement. Nous avons aussi produit 223 instruments juridiques qui continuent d'améliorer nos vies. Aujourd'hui, les droits des femmes et des enfants, des personnes LGBTI, des personnes appartenant à des minorités nationales ou linguistiques, ou encore ceux des réfugiés et des demandeurs d'asile sont mieux protégés qu'ils ne l'ont jamais été auparavant. Cet effort se poursuit dans l'intérêt de toutes les personnes vivant en Europe. Mais le doute vient d'assombrir leur perspective de succès. Le retour des populismes et du nationalisme met directement à l'épreuve des méthodes qui ont permis de réaliser une Europe plus unie. Coopération, intégration et multilatéralisme vont de pair. Ils progresseront ensemble ou échoueront. En 75 ans, ils n'ont jamais été mis à aussi rude épreuve. Les tendances qui se dessinent depuis quelques années sont claires pour qui vient bien les voir. La légitimité des institutions est contestée, l'indépendance des juges est remise en cause et la liberté ou les libertés d'expression, de réunion et d'association sont progressivement restreintes, souvent par des responsables politiques qui n'ont pas hésité à l'occasion à s'attaquer aux minorités pour renforcer le sentiment d'identité nationale et gagner en popularité. C'est la nature même de l'Europe à venir qui est remise en question, ainsi que l'architecture et même l'existence des institutions qui la guident. Mais l'exemple le plus grave de ce machisme politique est bien sûr l'agression brutale commise par la Fédération de Russie contre l'Ukraine. Nous devons tous, individus, gouvernements et organisations internationales, faire ce que nous pouvons faire face à cette situation. Le mois dernier, à l'occasion de la Journée de l'Europe, je me suis rendue personnellement en Ukraine, à Kiev, afin de montrer clairement où se joue son présent et son avenir, et pour constater par moi-même les ravages de la violence dans le pays. Je n'oublierai jamais ce que m'ont rapporté le président Zelensky et de nombreux autres Ukrainiens, dont le courage n'a d'égal que leur attachement envers leur pays et leur foi dans son avenir démocratique et surtout européen. Pas plus que je n'oublierai ce que j'ai vu à Borodianka et à Irpin. Les souffrances endurées confirment que la décision d'exclure la Russie du Conseil de l'Europe était la bonne. Et elle indique clairement que la famille pan-européenne ne tolérera pas la brutalité avec laquelle la Fédération de Russie se détourne de nos valeurs européennes communes. Toutes les parties de notre organisation ont soutenu cette décision, de même que nous sommes maintenant tous unis aux côtés de l'Ukraine. C'est pourquoi nous apportons notre concours au bureau de la procureure générale pour les enquêtes sur les violations flagrantes des droits de l'homme et avons adapté notre plan d'action pour l'Ukraine aux réalités de la situation sur le terrain. C'est également pourquoi nous serons prêts, lorsque des violences terribles auront pris fin, à aider le pays à aller de l'avant avec un ensemble de mesures spécifiques adaptées à la situation. Lors de notre session ministérielle à Turin, le mois dernier, nos États membres ont approuvé nos actions de soutien à l'Ukraine. Ils ont aussi indiqué clairement que le Conseil de l'Europe ferait usage de tous ces instruments pour que la Fédération de Russie rende compte de toutes les violations des droits de l'homme commises. Et cette approche est la bonne. La défense des droits de l'homme, de la démocratie et de l'état de droit passe par une réelle volonté politique, par la détermination à soutenir toutes celles et tous ceux qui, en Europe, croient en nos valeurs, à toutes celles et tous ceux à qui le droit d'en bénéficier est refusé. En fin de compte, le retour à la paix, à une paix durable, devrait venir d'une solution négociée basée sur les principes énoncés par la Charte des Nations Unies, par la Convention européenne des droits de l'homme et par l'acte final d'Helsinki. Le plein respect de l'indépendance, de la souveraineté et de l'intégrité territoriale de l'Ukraine et des droits fondamentaux de toute sa population sera la garantie la plus solide que cette agression ne se répétera pas. Qu'à cette terrible violation des valeurs européennes réponde la réaffirmation de ces valeurs dans tous les aspects de notre vie et sur notre continent tout entier. That is the challenge to European governments, to European societies, communities and individuals, and to you, now as you begun your careers. So yes, the future is in play, but this is not a fait accompli. The outcome will be yours to determine. European standards in human rights, democracy and the rule of law still belong to every citizen by law. They are still being applied to the myriad of complex questions that exist, evolve and emerge in our modern societies. And they continue to make life better across our common European space. Take, for example, the situation in the Western Balkans. These countries are Council of Europe member states. They aspire to democratic stability through a fully European perspective and through our work together, including our presence there on the ground. We are helping national authorities put in place the long-term reforms that give meaning to our values and deepen European integration. On this and much more, we cooperate closely with the European Union, including through our horizontal facility for the Western Balkans and Turkey, a flexible mechanism that tailors special solutions to the particular situations in the region, and on which we are currently negotiating a third phase. These reforms are needed in order for EU membership to be realistic. But equally, they are important in themselves. When a country acts to meet the standards that we set, all of its citizens benefit. Whether the country is in the EU, wishes to join, or will never be part of that organization. The European Union plays an essential role on our continent today. But European values and European unity are aspirations, realities that will always exist beyond the borders of the EU, and rightly so. They also apply to every aspect of the lives we live. Last month, I published a report looking at progress across the 12 key priorities set out in the Council of Europe strategic framework. Did it confirm that there were problems, examples of democratic backsliding? Yes. But equally, it illuminated the action and progress that is made and being made in each of these areas across the European continent, and despite the challenges we face. These include the implementation of the European Convention on Human Rights and the execution of the judgments of the European Court of Human Rights. Measures are being taken to ensure freedom of expression, both offline and online, to ensure non-discrimination, gender equality, and the protection of vulnerable groups, to lead the fight against social inequalities and poverty, inequality, racism, xenophobia, and discrimination on grounds of religion, as well as corruption, money laundering, and cybercrime, and human trafficking too. And to positively ensure independent, efficient, and resilient judicial systems, alongside support for civil society, including human rights defenders. We are also supporting education for democratic citizenship and youth engagement, so that member states help future generations to understand the value of democracy and equip them to defend it, along with the human rights and the rule of law that will give certainty and security throughout their lives. But I also want to draw your attention to two other priorities on which we are pushing for progress: the rise of artificial intelligence and the ever-growing threats to our environment are at the forefront of public debate. Indeed, they are defining issues of our age whose full implications we do not know yet, but which will have a transformative impact on your generation. When these infringe on our human rights, it is the Council of Europe's responsibility to act. Artificial intelligence is reshaping the ways in which we live and work. It has the capacity to make our lives easier and safer, and to expand the horizons of our knowledge and understanding. But it also raises profound ethical issues. How do we stop algorithms from discriminating against groups and individuals? What happens when low-skilled jobs are replaced by machines? How can we prevent or assign responsibility for attacks on election systems or technical failures, including, for example, in driving cars? Or on the environment and climate change, what should be our response when emissions threaten our health, our homes, and our whole way of life? When the European Convention on Human Rights was signed in 1950, these problems could not have been imagined. But that was the point. Human rights were not designed to apply to specific issues at one point in time. They are a set of timeless principles to be embedded in all aspects of our lives as a safeguard for the dignity of every individual. So we are taking steps to ensure that artificial intelligence respects human rights and does not undermine them. And we are acting to ensure that people's fundamental rights are protected in face of the damage to their environment. We are working on new legal tools in each of these areas. And I have no doubt that further action will come. In short, my message to you today is: you are graduating at the moment of stark contrasts. Human rights, democracy, and the rule of law have put down deeper roots in Europe than ever before. They have allowed peace, prosperity, and democratic security of a kind that had never been possible until now. And the scale and scope of that integration continues to expand, underpinned by strong multilateral institutions. Equally, the threats to this European unity have never been more profound. This reality can be seen from bloodshed in Ukraine's cities, towns, and villages. But we see it elsewhere, in smaller acts, throughout our continent too. When governments turn a blind eye to human rights violations, we see it. When they allow democratic processes to crumble, elections, judicial independence, and civic participation, we see it. When they threaten the rule of law through corruption, by ignoring court judgments or undermining national and international institutions, we see it. But reality is this: what will each of us do about it? I have called for a Council of Europe summit of heads of state and government to consider how our organization should change, what more we can do in light of the new realities. A summit that may take place as soon as November. But I ask each of you to consider what you think Europe's future should be and what role you intend to play too. Some of you in this beautiful place might go on to take decisions at the very highest level. But all of you will have a say when you vote, when you take part in the lives of your communities, when you reach decisions at work and in your private life. What values will you aspire to and demand of others? Yours is a generation of untold possibilities. Make the most of them and carry Europe in your hearts. Congratulations on your graduation, and I wish each and every one of you happiness and fulfillment in the years to come, and be also ambassadors of Europe and consciences of Europe too. Thank you very much, and all the best.
Madam Secretary General, dear Marija, thank you so much for this amazing message you have delivered to us, to our college community, to our students that become graduates. You see what an alumna can do. I know she's setting the bar very high, but let me thank you not only for the messages, that, let me say, I couldn't imagine any better message to conclude the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion, based on human rights, democracy, rule of law, and the power of each individual, no matter at what position, no matter in what actions, to change and bring positive change. But thank you also, I think on behalf of all of us, for your strong, determined, effective leadership of the Council of Europe in the moment of the Russian aggression against Ukraine. I think we were all proud of being Europeans, and that the Council of Europe expressed the European values at its best. So thank you not only for your message and your presence here today, but also for your work in the Council of Europe. Thank you. And now it's time for the student representatives to pass their message. So I would invite Sam, Marija, Marika, David, and Elena to join me on stage, and we will be listening. Please.
Secretary General PEJČINOVIĆ BURIĆ, President Van Rompuy, Rector Mogherini, Mayor, Governor, Director of Studies, families, friends, fellow students. Congratulations, we made it. We survived 10 months of waking up to the sound of horses going to Markt, bells playing the ode to joy, and USFS emails trying to sell us multi-million-euro houses, cars, or flower pots. 10 months of steak and frites, 10 months of Belgian weather. 10 months of being deeply concerned for our future careers. 10 months of going to sleep with Bruchsezot in our veins. We studied together, sure, but we also helped each other through crises. Whether it was the ever-looming pandemic, heartbreaks, mental breakdowns, health problems, family tragedies, someone amongst us was always there to support us. We truly lived up to the symbol of a strong, united, and peaceful Europe. Yet, never before have we, students of international relations and diplomacy, been so uncertain about the effectiveness of diplomacy. But never have we doubted its importance. This year, we had the rare opportunity to study the European Union's external action from different perspectives. And in every policy field, what brought us together is an intrinsic, committed, and shared belief in common values. In our simulation game, we perfectly understood how to put this in practice. We proved that decision-making does not always have to be the lowest common denominator, but it can be the sum of intertwined positions and interests, combined with solidarity, yet fully complying with national needs. Here, I cannot but thank our head of department, Professor Dr. Gestol, Professor Schunz, our academic assistants, and the staff of our faculty, who successfully eased this essential convergence of ethics and morals. A special and well-due grazie mille goes to Sara Canali, who will sadly leave our department after 4 years, spent helping students, while always keeping a humbling and inspiring degree of kindness. Thank you also to my colleague Carolina Delbequerc, a true leader, a pillar of our promotion, and a dear friend. Verdadeiramente, muito obrigado. C'est vrai, parfois vivre ensemble, en paix, signifie aussi négocier avec notre orgueil individuel. Mais il n'y a pas plus grande fierté dès quand nous atteignons nos objectifs ensemble, en solidarité, ce que nous appelons l'esprit de collège. The Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion embodied it by volunteering for several charities throughout the year, at the Phoenix Café, the charity team, or in national societies. We organized activities and raised funds for local causes, for the Ukrainian Red Cross, and to save the lives of children, women, and men in the Mediterranean Sea. We took turns to keep the library open on weekends and until late at night. Thank you, Roseline, René, and the rest of the library staff for your care and proactiveness, for listening to our concerns and implementing our suggestions. We stood united petitioning for more mental health awareness in the administration and looking out for one another. We also worked to improve the learning experience of the David Sassoli promotion, which we very much hope will follow our legacy of advocating for a more inclusive, transparent, and accessible environment for the promotions to come. We showed solidarity when we marched together in silence on that traumatic 24th of February, or when our classmate hung the Ukrainian flag from the canteen's balcony, in a never-ending deafening applause that tied us all together under the same flag. Maybe we will never find out who got locked inside the library after closing hours, who sold the socks in Vizcaya, who fell asleep in the toilets of the cave, or in the toilets of the student bar, or who won the Christmas tree competition. KV. But wherever we decide to lay our paths, we know that we will carry lessons of solidarity within, and not just with our aims, but also with how we want to achieve these. While negotiation remains a subject that we studied at length, we should not negotiate with our own values and our own ambitions, moving towards a greener, more feminist, more ethical Europe. Turning our privilege into responsibility means internalizing awareness of other people's struggles, tailoring our behaviors and strategies accordingly. And it's very, very simple. From each, according to their ability, to each, according to their needs. For there is no space for a zero-sum game, a victory of evil over good, of the language of violence over openness and inclusiveness and empathy. We stand with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini. Thank you.
It is an honor for me to speak on behalf of the MATA program at the College of Europe. First of all, I would like to start by saying that we're extremely happy to be able to share this moment with our families in the beautiful city of Bruges, and to dedicate our accomplishments to our loved ones who unfortunately left us too soon, but who are very much present in our thoughts today. The college is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity which could not be repeated. Yes, the canteen, the library, and even the rat in Vizcaya will always be there. But the people and the overall experience would never be the same. I highly doubt that other promotions will have a Pablo Luoncan Garcia selflessly organizing workouts in KV to the rhythm of I'm Still Standing. And while we will all be missing Repas FAUW when Friday comes, I'm sure that we cannot imagine ourselves as being part of any other promotion other than our own, the Vogel-Polsky Promotion, a promotion full of hope. We all came to Bruges despite the uncertainty caused by the pandemic, enjoying every moment and taking advantage of every opportunity. In fact, we resorted to this spirit all year long, including when the Wi-Fi stopped working in the middle of our exams, and when, after more than 2 years of not taking place, we were able to resume the inter-campus visits between Bruges and Nathalie. For 2 incredible weekends, we shared memorable moments with our Nathalinian colleagues. This exchange was an unforgettable experience, but if the memories ever start to get blurry, we just need to sing Parole Parole, and we feel right back in Natalie. This, among many other activities, would not have been possible without Patricia Alonso or Pierre Bachelier, whom I sincerely thank on behalf of all students. Although most of you crossed the finish line of your academic lives today, in the MATA program, we're only halfway through. And this closing ceremony only marks the equator of our journey together. Not only are we proud Vogel-Polskiers, but we're also part of the Amelia Earhart Promotion, named after the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic. The bond that unites us is unbreakable. In fact, we stood together in the worst of times, while everyone else was busy writing their thesis and went to the seaside to decompress. Thanks to our Director of Studies, Professor Chang, and to our incredible academic assistant, Juliette Dupont, we were very lucky to meet with the Working Party on Transatlantic Affairs of the Council of the EU and celebrate the 5th year anniversary of the MATA program, which we dedicated to the legacy of Madeleine Albright. As we're about to continue our journey in the United States, we cannot help but recall the immense efforts that have been made on both sides of the Atlantic in support of Ukraine. From condemning the war in international fora, such as the UN, to coordinating sanctions and providing weapons through NATO. No one knows how long the war will last, nor the aggregate impact in Ukraine and beyond. What is unquestionable is that we, as Europeans, need to remain united in providing unwavering support to Ukraine and stay committed to its reconstruction. Decisions taken at the highest political level have an impact, unevenly felt by different societal groups. Our task as future policymakers will therefore be to tirelessly work towards the respect of the European values of democracy and the rule of law, while making sure that we leave no one behind. Democracy and social justice go hand in hand. Let's not allow anyone to state the contrary. Finally, I would like to sincerely thank, on behalf of all students, our Rector Mogherini for inspiring and supporting us to realize this task, and to all the members of the administration for working so hard to ensure such a unique and enriching learning experience. A special thanks goes to our host families for welcoming many of us so kindly during our stay in Bruges. Thank you all very much.
Notre patronne de promotion, Éliane Vogel-Polsky, a marqué l'histoire européenne par son travail et son engagement dans la construction d'une société plus juste et égalitaire. Cette année, nous nous sommes ainsi inspirés à elle pour avancer et protéger une cause, celle de la parité des genres et de la lutte aux violences des genres, au sein de cette institution et aussi de nos domaines d'expertise, l'Europe et l'Union européenne. That is why we have stood together firmly to ensure our college community is fair, inclusive, and safe for everyone. This implied raising awareness among our colleagues, but also taking concrete actions to both prevent and tackle painful experiences. Throughout the year, we have been outspoken, organized, proactive, and committed to work towards building a college community truly reflecting the European Union we would like to have. In doing so, we have found support in members of the administration and hopefully planted a seed for further reform and action, both needed at the college and in Europe, to make sure the work done is valued and the commitments made are respected. We all arrived in Bruges with different sensitivities with regards to the topic, but no doubt we will all leave more aware of the challenges ahead. From our purple points, ensuring safety at the student bar, to the drafting of the college gender equality charter, and the organization of workshops and talks to acquire specific knowledge and know-how on leadership, consent, and sexual misconduct, our community was mobilized and engaged in a process of reflection, self-transformation, and empowerment. Thank you, Olivia Van Havre and Marina Saelices, for your tireless work for the Student Association for Gender Equality. And thank you also to our Welfare Office, Julie Favril, for your care and commitment to continue in this direction. Nous espérons alors qu'il y aura un avant et un après la promotion Éliane Vogel-Polsky. Dans le département des politiques, ça a déjà été le cas. Jamais, avant cette promotion, 2 filles avaient été élues pour représenter les étudiants du département. Et cela est encore plus remarquable si l'on considère que cette année, 2 tiers des étudiants en politique étaient des hommes. Since the beginning, students of the politics department have shown their willingness to create an inclusive environment based on equality, mutual learning, and solidarity, except for the simulation game. During the first semester, we had the opportunity to learn from an institution within the institutions, Professor Jean-Jacques Jacquet, to exchange brave ideas in the framework of the discussion group of Professor Costa's class. And we also came to 2 very important conclusions. That to succeed in Brussels, we need to arrive on time. And that when it comes to political economy, the answer is always Germany. The Social Climate Fund brought us together during second semester, and so did the memorable party after the 3 weeks of negotiations, where new friendships were celebrated and old ones restored. Our study trip around Flanders and Belgium was also another highlight of the semester, kindly organized for us by our wonderful academic assistant. Thank you for your efforts and for accompanying us throughout this journey. Chaque activité nous a alors apporté des connaissances et du savoir-faire qui nous permettront de continuer notre parcours professionnel et personnel avec plus de confiance et plus d'expertise, pour peut-être nous aussi, bientôt, contribuer à sauver les requins au Parlement européen. De la même façon, chaque personne rencontrée au sein du département et du collège plus généralement a contribué à notre formation en tant que citoyennes et citoyens européens informés, engagés, à l'esprit critique et avec une meilleure compréhension des dynamiques et de la valeur de la vie en communauté et des inégalités qui peuvent la caractériser. Cette prise de conscience est centrale afin de s'appuyer sur l'héritage de celles et ceux qui nous ont précédés et profiter aux générations et promotions futures pour une communauté plus inclusive et résiliente. Thank you.
S'il existe un terme qui pourrait définir notre promotion, ce serait en effet le mot résilience. Ensemble, durant cette année sous une forte émotion, nous sommes devenus plus forts et plus braves. Depuis le mois de septembre dernier, nous étions confrontés à une charge de travail ainsi qu'une expérience humaine sans précédent. Nous avons appris à mieux nous connaître, à mieux connaître les autres. Nous avons rencontré des amis qui nous laissent souvent l'impression de les avoir connus depuis toujours. We arrived here having many questions over our professional and private lives. I do believe most of them were answered. However, one crucial question remains. Who built the boat? Indeed, these 10 months, even though they flew by the blink of an eye, forged us way more than years could ever do. And it did forge solidarity and patience among us, while multitasking between our thesis, assignments, and presentations, as well as occasionally looking for a job. We have been through good days, and there will be for sure days that affected us more than the others. This year, we can be proud that the College of Europe decisively acted on issues that matter to all of us. It certainly did raise the bar and set the example for the coming promotions. The economics department, as we often like to put it, is a unique department. Indeed, we're very happy that we can boast about being the only department that had a study trip abroad. That, as per tradition, happens in the beginning of the month of May, offering us a moment to enjoy German food and think about the future of Europe through our visits to the European Central Bank and the European Court of Auditors. I would like to thank the whole department for this opportunity, as well as our academic assistants, Claire, Jeanne, and Sissi, for always having the time to answer our emails and requests. I would also like to thank my department colleague, Marina Navarro, for all her support and initiatives. Thank you. The smallest, probably the most diverse department in terms of options, we bonded very fast from the beginning during our carefree introductory courses. The collaboration between our EPA and ELA tracks reached its heights during this week, when these tracks were organizing their yearly symposium. As the year passed, that solid bond remained. And even though we probably had a bit of too much classes that finished at 10 p.m., we can still proudly say that it did not affect our morale and went quickly to share a moment at our beloved student bar. Indeed, the students of the economics department do run the iconic student bar, or Thursday night's go-to place. It is a place where we share joys, share sorrows. The prices there were certainly raising higher than the Eurozone inflation rates, but we still had great fun. Our colleagues from Vogel-Polsky supported many charities and also provided relief funds for the Ukrainian people, thanks to their profits. The Solve the Business game was for us an opportunity to showcase our policy-oriented mindsets and to confront them with the world outside, which we successfully did. One of our teams won one of the challenges, while other students secured jobs and made lasting contacts with peers from other universities. Next year, you will find us not only in Brussels, but also in London, Paris, or Zurich. And finally, I would like to say a small word to each of the families and the friends that are here with us or watching from somewhere else. You have all provided an enormous support, not only during this year, although remotely, but up until this point in our lives. Entering and graduating from the college is the result of a path that has been paved for a long time. It truly takes a village. Dear friends and families, what you can see in front of you is the fruit of years of work and dedication, and often a very big investment. I can assure you that the people here are among the hardest working people I have ever got the opportunity to meet. The future is bright. This one is for you. Merci.
There are many defining events and memories for our promotion, both memories which are unique to us and to a Bruges bubble, as well as those which characterize and define our generation and which define Europe as a whole. These experiences and events have shaped us, and hopefully we will use them to shape whatever the future holds for us. The crisis we are currently facing, the ongoing so-called refugee crisis and Europe's failure to respond to it, the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, or the war against Ukraine require a common response in solidarity and in humanity. Solidarity with those fleeing these crises and with the international community, especially with countries whose citizens and values are being attacked. The last 10 months have shown us exactly how many ways there are to manifest solidarity and to care for and about others. We arrived in Bruges with various insecurities, uncertainties and expectations as to what we would make of this year. During the opening ceremony, we were still wearing masks and social distancing as much as we could. We overcame all the impracticalities of the pandemic, sharing Tupperwares, bringing food to our friends in isolation, and coordinating with the administration to get extra COVID tests. Despite these inconveniences, this experience also showed us the extent of team effort and the spirit of solidarity that defines our promotion. For law students, this year was characterized by unsurmountable pages of syllabi, by bilingual exams, heated conferences and moot courts, and many hungover lectures on Friday mornings. Our study trip was also more memorable than expected. Our dear academic assistants scrambled to ensure that despite travel restrictions and time restraints, the study trip was both fun and, more importantly, according to Michael, informative. And while the initial, let's say, disappointment of the law department study trip taking us around Flanders instead of the metropolis of Luxembourg, there are no hard feelings. I mean, who wants free chocolate, a beer museum and a boat trip when you can visit Flanders Fields and the Parliamentarium in Brussels? Here, I want to sincerely thank you, our dear AAs, for organizing not only this trip, but also for having guided us with encouragements and meticulously prepared handouts through all our most difficult courses and exams. The same thank you for your support also extends to our head of department, Professor Inge Govare, and to Professor Sasha Garben. A very special thank you also goes to my fellow law representative, Dimitar Arsov. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have shared this responsibility with you, and even more so to be your friend. This was an exhausting year. None of us could have done it without the friendships we've made at the college, without that one person who shared their notes with us, without that one person who prepped us for an oral exam in a language we may not speak fluently, or a friend who biked us home after a long night out at the cave. There are many other examples of how all of us, in our own ways, have worked to create un avant et un après la promotion d'Éliane Vogel-Polsky. We also worked on a proposal to make the college more inclusive, to give students without the financial means to study here the opportunity to do so. We believe that studying at an institution such as the College of Europe should not be a privilege, but an opportunity for the brightest to contribute to a better, more social, more inclusive Europe. We hope that already the David Sassoli promotion will benefit from this scheme. Undoubtedly, solidarity has been a guiding principle for the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion. We have tirelessly worked for a more just, more accessible, more feminist and more social college. But our promotion in different ways has also sought to make an impact beyond the bubble. Solidarity leads to equality, justice, transparency, opportunity and peace. Like all values of the European Union, it must be continuously manifested and defended, and it cannot be selective. But today in Europe, solidarity is contested and it is selective. It is our responsibility to change this. Solidarity requires an active effort. Whether we become policy makers, lawyers, surfing teachers in Australia, or heads of unit in the European Commission, let's fight for solidarity. Thank you.
Dear Madam Rector,
honorable guests,
dear colleagues, dear friends,
this day marks the beginning of a new and a very important stage of our lives. It is now that we are going to build our futures and indeed the future of our continent. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has reminded us all that nothing is really ever granted, and that maintaining the European Union's unity and stability, fighting for Europe's values, will require constant efforts and strong leadership.
Having had the chance to meet you in Natolin and Bruges, we have been continuously impressed by both the intensity of the interest you dedicated to your studies and by the countless human qualities you displayed. There is no doubt in our minds that you will become accomplished humans and fantastic leaders in whatever field you choose to specialize in.
It is with overt pride and pleasure that we congratulate you all on finishing this academic year and on graduating from the College of Europe. We would especially like to celebrate the remarkable exploit of the different programs majors and those who will be awarded prizes for their academic efforts and performance. We certainly hope that you have enjoyed this very intense academic experience at the College of Europe, and we look forward to meeting you in the very near future.
Are you deaf or paradise? Now
I don't know if we will not see you crying, but you might see us crying. I cannot tell you how proud I am of you. And I think I can say this on behalf of all our professors and our administration, and I'm sure families, friends, how much talent is in you, and wow, amazing. And I would like, before I turn to the next speaker, I would like to say a word of sincere and real thank you to the student representatives, those that have wonderfully spoken today, and those that have not spoken today but have worked throughout the year, and have spoken during the opening ceremony also very well. Because I think that through your words and also through your work, you have shown that you're not only here to study, you're also here to contributing to shaping the future of the college and this community. And from my side, I can assure you that, yes, there is already a pre and post, an après and avant Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion, and you have contributed to this. So thank you for this on my behalf, personal, on behalf of all the academic departments and all the administration, but maybe most of all of the future students. Thank you for your work. I am sure you will apply the same determination to your future steps, not only the student reps, but also all of you, and I'm sure that we will be as proud of what you will do in the future as we are proud today of you as students. And talking about the future, it is now really a pleasure for me to introduce our next speaker. That is the president of the Alumni Association. That will be the form in which you will belong to the family as of tomorrow onwards. And I am very happy to say that with Zoe we have created, I would say, a very strong bond and very good plans for developing even further and strengthening even further in the future the cooperation between the Alumni Association and the college. So Zoe, thank you for being with us, and the floor is yours.
Oh boy, hard to beat the previous performance. Dear Rector, dear President of the College, dear Mayor, professors, directors of studies, alumni, friends of the College, and last but not least, definitely not least, dear students. Let me first start by saying how happy I am to be here with you today in this very important day, your day. First, I would like to say that each one and every one of you deserves congratulations, as you have already heard a few times, but I think it's never enough, for making it through a tough and extremely demanding year, both academically and socially. That is provided, of course, that each and every one of you made it through the simulation games alive. I cannot help but think of this speech as a symbolic moment when the rector passes on the torch from the college to the Alumni Association. Just like the torch with the Olympic flame represents the continuity across generations between ancient and modern, this is exactly the moment you take the first jump from the family of students and professors and staff of the college to the broader college family that all of our alumni across generations and campuses form part of. Now, I'm not using the Olympic flame analogy by chance. Well, as the rector knows, I always try to squeeze in some ancient Greek elements in my speeches. But I'm also using this because flames and fire are symbols of many things, including light and knowledge. I could not find a better analogy to describe your drive, passion, and dedication than fire. As Margaret Thatcher said, who also addressed the college in 1988, disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self-esteem, and personal satisfaction. This year, you did not hesitate to drive on that high road. The list of accomplishments is endless, has been mentioned a few times. You competed in the European Law Moot Court, you participated to model United Nations and lobby competitions, and it goes on and on. But of course, among your accomplishments, it has to definitely be mentioned that some of you managed to not miss one single bar night. Kudos for that. On a more serious note, I could not mention how proud you made us by raising your voice loudly when needed. When the world turned into a darker place in February, you did not stand still. You organized a protest in Bruges against the war and other capitals, including Brussels. You collected money selling coffees during conferences and outside the canteen. You raised funds during bar nights for Ukrainian organizations, and these are only a few examples. It has been mentioned already several times, but this is one of the things that cannot be mentioned enough. Our thoughts are with the Ukrainian people and with our Ukrainian alumni and students. The college has put a lot of effort this year to stand by the students, and as we proved in the aftermath of the invasion, the community stands ready to support as much as we can through our communication channels, and the Alumni Association is ready to be there when needed to support initiatives of our alumni and students. I firmly believe that being a graduate of the College of Europe does not only come with the amazing memories and the benefits from your diploma, but also with responsibilities, especially at this moment in time. Let us not forget, however, that the College of Europe was founded at a time when the entire world was emerging through some of the darkest times in history. And I'm never tired of repeating that the college itself does represent hope. We did it in the past, and we will do it again. In his keynote speech at the opening ceremony, the Belgian Prime Minister rightly said, "Gone are the days of the smoky backrooms. It will no longer be the visionary leaders that drive Europe forward. It will be visionary European citizens that demand more from European politics, pushing their leaders forward." Today, it is up to all of us. Today is up to each one of you. Better times require hard work, passion and devotion, all of which are integral elements of the DNA of every single college alum and student. Luckily, the college community of more than 16,000 alumni and the College Alumni Association will be there for you in these efforts. Now, to come back to today's event, you think you would be less stressed or you would have less feelings when you come after several years to this closing ceremony, but that's not actually the case. Trust me, I'm equally emotional as when I graduated. I remember very well the bittersweet feelings of my own ceremony. Sweet because of obviously all the beautiful memories, but bitter because, well, saying goodbye is never easy. Of course, little did I know back then that the experience does not end in the closing ceremony. Far from that, as the Rector also mentioned before. You may be leaving the college, but the college will not be leaving you. It is not meant as a threat. Always sounds somehow threatening when I say it, but no, it's not a threat, it's a promise. Trust me when I say that the college will continue existing in the values that you are taking with you, the friendships, the skills, and the knowledge that you build. You will continue having a lot of discussions about your residencies. And of course, at this point, I could not mention that Garmarkt is the best residence. Go Garmarkt. You will still debate about which one was the best national week of your year, and funny stories that took place after an intense bar night will still make you laugh after 10, 15, 20 years. Also be aware there will be lots of college couple weddings and college babies. So if you found your college sweetheart, there is hope. In this, sorry, missed my page. Yeah. I am. And if you're worried you might not stay informed about the latest developments in the college community, fear not. The college mailing lists with thousands of SFS emails for washing machines and internship vacancies will always be there to keep the spirit alive. Now, this also gives me the opportunity to share that apart from the closing ceremony, for which I really thank the college for inviting me to represent the Alumni Association today, this weekend, me and my colleagues are in Bruges to welcome back alumni from the Stevin, Alexis de Tocqueville, and Mozart promotions. Now, note that those are alumni who graduated 20, 25, and 30 years ago, respectively, and they are all flying to Belgium, coming to Bruges to reunite, to attend the anniversary dinner that the Alumni Association has organized for them. A living proof that the college spirit is not just a rumor, it remains very strong and unaltered across the years. And just like the Olympic flame always comes back and shines twice as bright in the ancient Olympia of Greece, our college flame will always find its way back to our very own Olympias, Bruges and Atolin. To slowly wrap up, as we are staying optimistic and hope that the end of the global pandemic has come, we very much hope that we will be able to welcome you to Brussels and other cities through our regional groups in our traditional inter-promotional welcome event and remain in touch through the various activities of the Alumni Association. So stay tuned. And here I also take the opportunity to say a huge thank you to all volunteers, including my colleagues at the board of the Alumni Association, that contribute every single day to the activities of the association. And I would also, of course, encourage all of you to become members, and why not volunteer. And also a huge thank you to my role model, as she knows, but she always tells me to not say much, Rector MOGHERINI, and the staff of the college for their drive and motivation to strengthen the community and to help us come closer to the students every single year. With that, my favorite moment has arrived. We should have a bell at some point, I think, here. Yeah, next year. Dear students of the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion, I know you're still waiting for your final results, but I would like to again congratulate you for all your hard work this year and all your accomplishments, and to warmly welcome you to our College of Europe alumni community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zoe. And now I guess that we come to the part of the closing ceremony that you have been waiting for the most, apart from the music interludes. That are my favorites, among many other things. This is the moment when we start the award section. So yes, you will know your marks and your results tomorrow only, so you can all enjoy the parties. But we have, as you know, by tradition, an anticipation of the prizes that are announced today. And as we did also last year, that will be done by Director of Studies or permanent professors of the individual departments. So we will start with Professor Chang presenting the prizes for the European Political and Governance Studies departments.
Thank you. On behalf of the Department of European Political and Governance Studies, I warmly congratulate all of the students today. And for the politics students, your year in the politics department has provided you with the knowledge, the skills, and the network to integrate into the professional world. And I want you to know that the Paul team, myself, Director of Studies Olivier Costa, our academic assistants, and our secretaries will always be rooting for you and wanting you to succeed. You're joining a large community of Paul alumni, and we hope that you stay in contact with us, especially if we wind up having to go back to PAVLOVSKI for our study trip. So before embarking on what we are sure to see exciting careers coming from you all, we celebrate the accomplishments today of the Éliane Vogel-Polsky Promotion. So the first award goes to the laureate of the politics department, and we are having two students share this prize. They are equally excellent students, and so I'd like to first congratulate Sophie Elizabeth Donnelly. And our other laureate is Pierre-Francis Miller. Congratulations to both of you. The first thesis prize is the Burson, Cohen and Wolf Prize for the best thesis on the role of non-governmental actors in EU policymaking. For the thesis, Does the EU Walk the Talk on Gender Equality? An analysis on the integration of gender mainstreaming in the EU's Recovery and Resilience Facility, I congratulate Giulia Ancelotti. The next prize from the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Associations Prize for the best thesis on a subject related to health or public policies, regulation, trade impacting the pharmaceutical sector goes to the thesis In Search of a Future for Transatlantic Transfers of Health Data post-Schrems, the French Health Data Hub ruling as a silver bullet. It goes to Julie Huillon-Léonie. The Sir Julian Priestley Memorial Award for the best thesis on European policies and strategies or on European institutions goes to the thesis Young People at Risk of Poverty or Social Exclusion in the EU Converging, the Role of Education and Labor Market Policies. Congratulations to Marina Navarro Montilla. The Sir Julian Priestley Memorial Award for Best Thesis on European Institutions goes to the thesis Reevaluating the Role of Civil Society Organizations in the EU's Multi-Level System, a case study on the Conference on the Future of Europe. And it goes to Aoife Curtin. The next award from the EESC for the best thesis on the role of the actors of civil society in the European decision-making process also goes to Aoife Curtin. The Energy Community Award for the best thesis on European energy governance goes to the thesis CBAM, Our Vulnerable Countries Hit the Hardest, Testing Climate Justice on the EU's Proposed Measure to Combat Carbon Leakage. Congratulations to Sam Williams. The European Court of Auditors Audit Thesis Award for the best thesis on a topic related to the work of the European Court of Auditors is given to the efficiency of the proposed regulation on
block exempted aid in the form of energy and environmental tax reductions? Does the greener regulations ensure the pursuit of environmental objectives? Congratulations to Heidi Rand. The European People's Party Group Award is not going to be given this year because they were unable to select a thesis that fit properly within the scope of the topic. Not to say that they weren't great theses, but anyway. Moving on, the Fleischmann-Hillard Award for the best thesis on EU energy policy will go to What's in a Name, the new European Commission proposal for a carbon border adjustment mechanism. Congratulations to Gauthier Boudot. The next award is the Jacques Delors Prize for the best thesis on a subject relating to the European project. For the thesis, Legal Aspects of Common Debt Issuance in the European Union, Lessons from the Past for the Future. Congratulations, Laura Estrella Blaya. The next award from the Prix de la Vie de Strasbourg pour le meilleur mémoire sur le Parlement européen goes to the thesis From Virtual Threats to Concrete Actions, Combating Online Violence Against Women, the Influence of the European Women's Lobby in the European Parliament on the Digital Services Act. Congratulations to Clémence Albert Lebrun. And the Transparency International EU Prize for the best thesis on the European Union's role in anti-corruption efforts, transparency, integration, and the accountability of the EU's institutions goes to the rule of law and union budget, protection under what conditions, an assessment of the operationality of the rule of law conditionality mechanisms in light of the principle of solidarity. Congratulations to Frederic Bogue. Congratulations and well done.
Well, it's now my pleasure to present some of the distinctions here, and I would, of course, in particular like to thank all the IRD department, the academic assistants, the student reps, Carolina and Sam, for a very eventful year. Many challenges, but as Sam said, you made it here, and you made it here together. And this, it reminds me a bit of the opening ceremony to see you all here, and it feels like the opening ceremony was yesterday, but actually it wasn't. So, but the time went so fast. Yeah, let me start with the winners, but in principle you're all winners. So that's all I can say. Now, we will begin with the laureate of the IRD department, EU International Relations and Diplomacy Studies. And it's a most prestigious distinction, it's well merited, and it goes to Alexander Choureau. Congratulations. Yeah. And I should say that each laureate for all the departments will get a little present, so I hope to see you afterwards at the reception. Now, I have two special prizes to announce which are linked to language courses in the IRD department. So we'll start with the Goethe Institute IRD German Language Prize for the best student in the German language course. Maybe I should do it in German, I'm not sure. It's sponsored by the Goethe Institute, and it's a very nice prize because the winner can go up to between 10 and 16 days, depending on which arrangement is chosen, to Germany to improve the German language in July or maybe a little bit later. And it's either to Freiburg in the south or to Berlin. And all the details are published on the internet, but there are also sponsors here. I think there's somebody from the Goethe Institute and, you know, over there. So if you have any questions, you can always speak afterwards and also take advantage of the photo opportunity outside. So having said that, the lucky winner is Kristina Kralova. There. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Maintenant, c'est le tour du français. Donc, il y a le prix de français RIE-APFF, c'est-à-dire le Richelieu International Europe et l'Association pour la promotion de la francophonie en Flandre, pour le meilleur étudiant pour chaque cours de langue française. Donc, il y en a 4. Donc, je commence avec la classe du professeur Loz, c'est Jana Ovsjanikova. La classe du professeur Tomic, Jessica Diver. La classe du professeur Kounet, Marius Kittler. Et la classe du professeur Altmann, c'est BALASCH Schonbrand. Donc, il y a aussi un chèque à distribuer pour le plus méritant entre les 4, et c'est Marius. Félicitations à tous et toutes et tous. Donc, we're now turning to a memorial prize, the Sergio López Perona Memorial Prize for the best thesis on the EU's relations with the Middle East, which was created by some alumni of Sergio from the Marcus Aurelius Promotion. And Sergio had a very strong interest in the Middle East. He passed away way too early, a few years after graduation, and his friends from the college paid tribute to him with this prize in his memory. And the prize winner is a thesis on Tehran does not respond. EU activeness in two-level games applied to the failed opening of an EU delegation in Iran, to Martin Dudermel. We come to the European Neighbourhood Policy Award for the best thesis on the European Neighbourhood Policy, which is open to all Bruges students. And this year, the prize goes to a timely thesis on Ukraine's journey towards the EU in the past decade. A critical junctures analysis on EU-Ukraine relations from Euromaidan to the Russian invasion by Luis de Almeida from the Politics Department. Next is the Georgian Institute of Politics Award for the best thesis on the Eastern Partnership, so also ENP related, open to all students, and it's also a cash prize, but also an optional research stay in Tbilisi at the GIP. And the winner is Kristina Kralova, again, for a thesis studying the lessons from GDPR externalization in Georgia and Moldova. And now we turn to the European External Action Service Award for the best thesis on EU external relations, which is open to the ISD students, and it's really one of the most popular if I look at the number of applications. It's a paid internship at the EAS, obviously, and the winner can even, to the extent possible, choose where they want to do the internship. There's also a representative here today, so maybe you can meet afterwards. Now, I wish I had a golden envelope like at the Oscars, but I don't. So let me just quote two small sentences that the jury of DES, so who looked at the thesis, said about this year's winner's thesis. It's a very well-written piece of work, easy and pleasant to read, coupled with a very interesting plan for articulating the ideas and topics. It puts the diverse points of analysis in a good perspective with a very critical eye and in-depth pertinent analysis. So the winner is the author of the thesis, The Instrumentalization of Asylum Seekers, Flux by the European Union's Neighbours, a reflection on how the European Common Migration Policy favours this instrumentalization. Case studies on Belarus and Turkey. It's Raphael Kokelmans. Over there. Two more very nice awards with internship possibilities. The Union for the Mediterranean Award for the best thesis on Euro-Mediterranean relations, open to all students who are nationals of one of the 43 EUFM member states. So it's an internship in Barcelona. And the winner is Maria Serfiotti. Et le sujet de son mémoire était l'Égypte, catalyseur pour la métamorphose de la Mare Nostrum, de talent d'Achille, un phénix géostratégique européen, chimère ou pragmatisme. Finally, we turn to the United Nations University Institute on Comparative Regional Integration Studies Prize, UNOCRIS Prize, for the best thesis on the EU and global governance. So it's also possible internship here in Bruges at UNOCRIS. And the winner is somebody who wrote on a very still under-researched topic, I should say. The topic is the European Union's external action walks a tightrope, the challenge of balancing dynamics between humanitarian aid and counter-terrorism policies, with case studies from Syria and the Sahel. And it's Lucie Dufenin. So congratulations to everybody, and I will pass on to my colleague.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. So I've been telling old stories, singing songs that made me think about where I came from. And that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. Well, I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. Well, I have tried and I'll keep on trying. Stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled far, sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. So I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir, the flames that couldn't get any higher. Well, they've withered now, they've grown. And I'm steady thinking my way's clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow when the hands are shaken and the kisses flow, that I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. Caledonia has been everything I've ever
I think there should be a prize for best music at a closing ceremony ever. And it would go to your colleagues. Also, Zoe Biscayer is the best residence. So I would like to congratulate each and every one of you, also on behalf of our Director of Studies, Professor Govaren, as well as what we like to call dream team of academic assistants in law, and our fantastic Secretary, Valerie Houspie. Indeed, as Professor Gerstö said, you are all winners, and you've made it. And you can be proud of yourselves, and we are proud of you. I will just go ahead. I had prepared a few lines, but everything has already been said. So what else is there to say but to say that we have a number of extraordinary students to now celebrate. And I will start with the laureate of the law department with an average of 16.8. A collective gasp. Laura Estrella Blaya. Many congratulations. Congratulations. The next prize is the Rafael Sanz Rodriguez Memorial Prize for the best thesis in the law department, so the thesis with the highest grade. And this prize consists in an amount of €500 and is dedicated in memory of Rafael Sanz Rodriguez. And this year, it goes to Julie Houillon-Lénis. Félicitations. Next is the Best Friends Award for the best thesis on competition law in the digital age, which is sponsored by a number of law firms, namely Bonelli Herrera Papalardo, Bread & Pratt, De Brouw Blackstone Westbroek, Hengeler Mueller, Slaughter & May, and Uria Menendez. It consists in €3,000. Be sure to look up the prize winner at the reception afterwards, who goes by the name of Arnaud Levalle. As a point of information, as per usual, the Global Competition Law Centre Prize for the best thesis on competition law and policy will not be announced now, but it will be decided over the summer and then announced at the GCLC annual conference. A prize that I will announce now is the Linklaters Prize for the best thesis on economic analysis of European law, and it consists in a paid internship at Linklaters. And it goes to a student with the name Theo Meyer. Congratulations. The Meyer-Brown Prize for the best thesis on the EU and international trade and customs law consists in €2,000 and the thesis being published on the Meyer-Brown website. And it goes to Frank Cressine. Hartelijk gefeliciteerd, heel goed gedaan. The TUSIAD Award now for the best thesis on EU enlargement policies, which consists in €1,000 and an internship in the TUSIAD offices in Brussels, goes to Nicolas Denoiseux. And now the last, but certainly not the least prize that I have the honor to announce this morning is the Rubén Perea Moleda Memorial Prize for the best Law ELEA student. That is the student in the Law ELEA program with the highest overall average. And this prize is in dedication and honor of Rubén Perea Moleda. It consists in €500 and goes to Benjamin Grimm. Many congratulations.
All right, so good morning, dear students. I'm very happy to be with you on your celebration day. I think it's important for you, but it's also important for the college. That being said, as an economist, I hope that your marginal utility increase by studying at the college. And I really hope as well that you really feel well equipped today to face the challenge which are awaiting you. On a more personal basis, I would like to thank the musicians, the singers. I really enjoy the song Caledonian. I was singing on stage. Hopefully you didn't hear me. I studied in Edinburgh, and I was spending my night in bars and parties. And I've been singing this song for a long time. So, I really enjoy it. Thanks a lot, really. Okay, so I'm now going to announce the award. So the prizes for the best student in the eco-departments go to 2 students. So instead, start with an N and an A. Any guess? No? Okay. So the prizes go to Niklas Timoiser and to Adrian Michalsud. Thanks. So congratulations to you. The second prize is the Lexion Verlagsgesellschaft Award for the best thesis on EU state aids, EU public procurement, and EU structural fund policy. I have to say that this year we had 2 very good theses, but there's only one winner. And the winner wrote about the basis of the proposal for regulation on foreign subsidies distorting the internal market. So it's a very important topic, a timely topic, and the prize goes to Justyna Smela-Wolski. The third prize, the Martin Schroeder Memorial Prize for the best thesis on a topic related to economics and finance. It's a prize which has been created in memory of a student. But here, I cannot give you the name of the winner. I've got an estimate of information. I know the name. As an economist, it's considered as a market failure, so we should fight against it. But I don't want to spoil it because the prize goes to a student from Natolin, and I just want to keep the surprise to the student. But, just know that it's a very important topic as well on debt, fiscal policy, and it's... well, I would say it's quite interesting to read. And I'm going to turn to, the prize with whom I have the most difficulties because it's in Italian. I was used to share a flat with Italian students, but I just know bad words. And here it's very long. So just excuse myself because my pronunciation is going to be very bad. So as a prize of the Dipartimento Italiano Politici Europei della Presidenza del Consiglio dei Ministri. I did my best. Well, the rector is going to give me a bad mark, apparently. She was not convinced. Fair, okay. So it goes to the 5 best Italian students. We have 2 Italian students who are from Nathalie, so once again, I'm not going to give the name, but we have 3 students from Bruges. So the prizes goes to Matthias Pano. I just learned the word bravo, but you have to put the accentuation on the O, okay? Okay. Oh, great, okay. At least I'm increasing all over. The second winner is Benedetta Brambati. And the third winner is Alessandro Gardeno. So bravo to all of you. I just would like to conclude by giving a special prize to the eco-academic assistant, to Peter as well. So please make noise for them. Thanks a lot.
The Master of Arts in Transatlantic Affairs, or the MATA program, recently celebrated its 5-year anniversary. And if you haven't checked out the video with our MATA students, I suggest that you check it out soon. It's really nice. So as our Amelia Earhart students are getting ready to spend their 2nd year on the other side of the Atlantic, today we are honoring their predecessors from both the Lafayette promotion, whose academic experience was heavily impacted by the pandemic, as well as the W.E. Du Bois promotion. So I would like to first announce the best graduating student from the Lafayette class from 2021 is Jonathan Misk. And the best student from the W.E.B. Du Bois class of 2022 is Annalisa Maryland. Next, I'd like to announce the winners of the Jan Olaf Hausader Memorial Prize for the Best Thesis on Transatlantic Affairs. This is a memorial prize for a former College of Europe student who also attended the Fletcher School, who tragically perished during an earthquake while doing work for the United Nations. The thesis, Deterrence, Diplomacy, and Domestic Resilience, a comprehensive U.S. grand strategy for countering hybrid threats, goes to Jonathan Misk. Again. And the thesis prize for the W.E.B. Du Bois class goes to the thesis Seeing Eye to IT, a transatlantic agenda for secure trade in information technology. And congratulations to Diane Cosson. And I'd also like to go and give a warm thanks to the MATA team, including our academic assistant, Juliette Dupont, our secretary, Belinda, and also to our not our graduating students, but our departing students, and a special thanks to Marija for being such an excellent representative for us.
Thank you. Congratulations to all those that won prizes, all those that didn't, but as you said, you're all winners. And let me say a very warm word of gratitude to all our sponsors, those that are supporting prizes and not only scholarships, and contributing to the possibility that we have as a college to support you in studying here and also in starting your career as you move on as of this afternoon, actually. This is the beginning of the end of the closing ceremony, and this is the moment for me to formally announce, even if this has already been out there for quite some time now, the next Patron de Promotion. Before I do so, I would like to say that I have been very proud of how you have interpreted the spirit, the values, the message of your Patron de Promotion, Éliane Vogel-Polsky. It was not an easy task to stand at that level, and I think that the focus you have put throughout your academic year and hopefully throughout the rest of your life on social Europe, but also on gender equality and empowerment speaks for itself and for you. And so I would like to thank you for honouring your Patron de Promotion so well during this year, and I count on you to keep that flag high in the rest of your life, private and professional. And I would also like to thank you, but also all staff, faculty and alumni for contributing to choosing the next Patron de Promotion, because as you know, I've introduced this change since last year. We ask inputs to have ideas and suggestions on the future Patrons de Promotion. And we have received this year an enormous amount of suggestions, all very interesting. So be sure that this stay in our list. We will have a very long future, so we can have many patrons in the future. Let me also stress the commitment I took at the beginning of this academic year. I will, by default, in the future, choose a woman as a Patron de Promotion, even if for next promotion we make an exception, but exceptions are possible. But let me recommit to the commitment I took, that in order to balance the fact that in the past decades most of the patrons were men, by default in the future we will try to choose always women as patrons, or women speakers, as we have had today. This year, an overwhelming number of inputs, but also, I have to say, my own personal orientation. As of the mid of January of this year, has been pushing me towards choosing for Patron de Promotion of the next academic year, David Maria Sassoli. I risk that this would be my moment to cry, and I wonder how I will stand the opening ceremony next academic year. But David has been, for me, not only a friend, has been a close friend of the college. Last year he was engaged in so many activities, unfortunately online due to COVID, with students. He was a strong believer in the power of Europe and in the power of younger generations to shape the future of Europe. And in the moment when he prematurely died this January, I think that most of us in the college community thought it was the most natural thing to do, to honour his work, his profile, his memory, his European passion for European values with this honour to be the Patron de Promotion of next academic year. Having said that, I now am honoured to give the floor to the President of our Administrative Council for the closing of the academic year of the promotion, Éliane Vogel-Polsky. Mr. Herman van Rompuy.
Madam Rector, Madam Vice Rector, professors, students, dear family, ladies and gentlemen. The past year has been special for you in any case. An academic year at the college is a unique intellectual and existential experience. Living together with fellow students from almost 50 countries simply makes one a different person. You are not what you were a year ago. Once a Bruges citizen, always a Bruges citizen. You came here with COVID still in place, and you are leaving this city with a war on your minds and with the possible threat of an economic recession. Since 2008, it has been a succession of crises. We call it the perma-crisis, the permanent crisis. So your stay here is doubly special because of the general climate in which we all live. It requires an effort to remain hopeful. Hoping, by the way, is not passively waiting for progress, but actively working for a better world. The college is welcoming more Ukrainian students as the EU did yesterday. The EU welcomed more than 40 million Ukrainian citizens in the European family. We must show that we are a Europe of humanism, a bulwark against barbarism. The Union as a work of peace is therefore still relevant. Until February 24, for some people, peace was not a sufficient argument for the existence of the Union. In one day, everything changed. And we hope that Ukraine will return to a normal life and enjoy peace on its entire territory. There is no lasting peace without justice. There is no lasting peace without respect for international and humanitarian law. Dear students, dear family, the college is not only an institution of transfer of knowledge, it's also an institution for the transfer of values. In your long life, you will be confronted with many unexpected developments in Europe and in the world. The stakes today in the East are sovereignty and values. And later people will say, remember Ukraine, remember Ukraine. Dear students, your promotion was under the posthumous patronage of a Belgian woman, Éliane Vogel-Polsky. Be as fearless as she was and as brave as she was. The world belongs to the brave. For her, Europe was linked to equal rights for all and to solidarity. Here too, it was about values. The Union is a revolutionary idea, but we do not choose revolutionary methods. Working step by step towards a better life for more and more Europeans and non-Europeans. Prosperity for all, happiness for all. And I wish the same for you in your personal life. The more satisfied, the happier you are in your personal and family life, the more you have the strength to work for the common good. I wish you that strength. Meanwhile, I wish you good holidays. From now on, you are an alumnus of a prestigious and a warm college of Europe. Au revoir. Bon vent. I solemnly declare the closing of this academic year at the College of Europe in Bruges. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now that the academic year is officially and solemnly closed, I think we can honor our choir and musicians and ask them for last two performances, the last of which is particularly important for the mission of the college, contributing to European integration. And we will now listen to them. Thank you very much. Thank you all, and au revoir.